Now, of course, Harold Peacock from History Out There keeps us updated on all of the local history right across the Darling Downs. And I'm very pleased to say this morning he is joining me in the studio. How are you, Harold?
Fantastic. Thanks, Damo. It's very exciting. You've got some big names. Lee Koenig and
and Harold Peacock.
And Harold Peacock. Yeah. And I'm actually excited about St. Pat's bingo as well.
Look at that. Yeah, well, I was talking to one of our listeners about that when we did the Secret Sound, and it's a great night with 11,000 coming up soon. So
yeah, that's not quite $1 million of Keno, but no, it's the next best thing.
It's the next best thing, and probably the odds are better in that regards
right.
too.
And supporting St. Pat's.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, and they do a great job down there, and they had the big wheel, and they have prizes and all of that sort of thing as well. So
I'm excited.
And there's 3 sessions a week.
Three sessions is never enough.
No, that's right. So, but they've done a tremendous job down there, and of course in the grounds of the beautiful St. Pat's Church as well, which we were just talking about the history.
There's a lot of history in Toowoomba.
Yeah,
St. Pat's. It's all over, and I've got a great story today, all over Darling Downs, really.
I know, because this one's about the renowned watchmaker and jeweller who 158 years ago came crashing down with a Dalby curse.
Yeah, sorry, Dalby, but there's strange things happen out there sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about him. Look, from the middle of the 19th century, Mr. Thomas Given was a colonial jeweller and watchmaker of the highest order. Now, Given was born in County Derry Island in 1828. His father was a well-known architect. Given came to the colonies in 1854 and 2 years later set up business for the first time down the hill at Ipswich.
Right.
Now, his pieces were considered fine examples of colonial design, including original jewellery and handsome clock cases that were made right here in Queensland. Now, his story does come up to Darling Downs, but in 1862 he gained historical significance when he helped launch Australia's cotton exports.
Oh.
Now, he displayed in the window of his shop a pair of ladies' gloves.
Right.
Now, the gloves in Given's shop were an object of great interest, and visitors from all over went to town enthusiastically discussing the virtues of the gloves. Now, they were made from the cotton crop sent in 4 bales to London. Now, this was the first cotton export in Australian history.
Right.
Now, today, Australia exports over $3 billion worth of cotton every year, which makes it the 6th biggest cotton exporter in the world, with major growers right here in the Darling Downs, of course. And it all began with those ladies' gloves in Thomas Given's jewellery shop window. Now, in 1863, Given gained more local renown in Ipswich when he erected the very first town clock above his shop. Now, a little bit of bad luck, which continued through his life, but the shop burnt down, so Given re-erected the clock, this time with a powerful kerosene lamp, which lit up his face so that even on the darkest night it could be seen from a great distance. Now, this was before electricity, Damo, so Given's town clock was quite significant. Now, Ipswich was a really important town back then, still is. Ask Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Now, in the lead up to Queensland's separation from New South Wales in 1859, Ipswich was a serious contender to become the capital of Queensland. It was seen as a gateway to the pastoral riches of the Darling Downs.
Right.
And it was those riches which prompted Given's next move. Although his move may have been hampered somewhat when he employed at his home a drover who was later known to have kept company with notorious bushrangers such as John Lynch, Frank Gardner and Captain Thunderbolt.
Oh, yes, I remember him.
Yeah, although the employee claimed the only association he had was being chased on horseback under the couple of jewels. But in 1868, Given chased the Darling Downs riches and moved his business to Drayton Street in Dalby.
Oh.
Now, but this only seemed to signal the start of that Dalby curse and Given's downfall. See, shortly after arriving, the renowned jeweller began advertising items, his jewellery, his handmade original pieces, at discount prices for the very first time. And so it was in Dalby that his business went broke.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right. And in 1869, he relocated to Ruthven Street here in Toowoomba.
Right.
But he was never able to regain his previous heights. Now, Given went to work for the notable jewellers Flavel Brothers and Roberts in Brisbane, where he headed up their watchmaking department. And look, I'll post some great photos of his work. It's beautiful work.
Yeah.
And Given saved up and then went and set up business again, this time in Townsville, but that never really worked either. He retired to Southport, where in 1889 he was severely injured when thrown from a horse. He never recovered from that and died at home the following year after 12 months suffering. Now, he was buried back in Ipswich, the location of his greatest achievements, which all happened before incurring that Dalby curse. But that Dalby curse didn't end there. You see, his nephew, who had been apprenticed to him, but with the onset of the curse, he left the jewellery trade to become a bricklayer. What else?
As you do, yeah.
Now, in 1895, that nephew was killed in dubious circumstances on a building site while laying bricks at the Marrickville police station in Sydney.
Right.
So watch out, those bricklayers in Marrickville. Now, overall, it was Dalby that effectively ended the career of Thomas Given, who was one of Australia's most talented early watchmakers, and he helped launch Australia's cotton export industry.
Wow. So a big player.
A big player, and Dalby stopped it all.
There you go. Good on you, Dalby. Well, mate, another great story now, because you've got the great website, historyouthere.com. That's where you post all these stories, isn't it?
That's right. There's about 90 stories now from covering the Darling Downs, some short stories.
Yeah.
I'll be posting this one Friday morning, historyouthere.com, and some good photos there too of the jewellery that we're talking about.
Fantastic. So look out for it, historyouthere.com. That's where you go, and you'll be able to see this story and also the photos that go along with it. And we were talking just before we came on air about the history of our studios here, and that it used to be a former hospital, etc. So you're going to do a bit of delving.
Well, wherever there are hospitals, I'm sad to say there are also deaths. So I reckon there's going to be some death and destruction that we can uncover here for you.
You never know. My studio could have been the morgue.
Well, it does seem a bit ghostly very early in the morning, I can tell you that.
Certainly does when the lights are off, that's for sure. Mate, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. It's always nice to see you in the flesh, as it were, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next week.
Look forward to it.